This is a Hardluck King's Cobra Flying V bass. Let's talk about it. Hardluck Kings is the name of a guitar company that started to pop up a lot in the last few years in conversations, internet message board chats, and gear reviews. Now, the reviews of the Hardluck Kings instruments that I read were all over the map. Some saying that they were a great bang for the buck, while others compared them to a fly's favorite lunch. The only thing that seemed to be in agreement about Hardluck Kings guitars and basses is that the parts were made in China, but they were assembled in the USA. So I decided to visit the company's website to investigate myself. It turns out that Hardluck Kings assembles guitar and bass types in short runs. They have a lot of swag and merchandise, and they even have a loyal cultish following of players and owners that nicknamed themselves Rat Bastards. One instrument that caught my attention was a bass that they had on clearance. It was the Cobra model Flying V. Now, all guitarists and bassists know that the single most important and significant reason to own a Flying V is to pose with it. So I had to get it. And the best part was the price. It was this with this. When I got the bass, my first initial thought was, gee, this thing is big. I'm not saying it's Mothman big, but if this bass took up any more real estate, Hardluck Kings could probably list it on Zillow. Even my Schecter CV4 was a little intimidated by it. The headstock looked like a typical Flying V headstock, except for this little chode right here, and I'm not sure what that's all about. The tuners feel a little flimsy, and they'll probably wear out faster than better tuners, but they turn fine, the bass stays in tune, and that's really all I ever ask out of tuners. The nut is made out of plastic, and it's just a hair too small for the recess that was left for it, because you can see these little areas where there's no paint. But on a bass that costs this, with this, these kind of missed details are normal expectations for me. Now the neck is also big. It's thick, chunky, and a tad wide for me in a Louisville Slugger kind of way. But I also prefer jazz necks over P necks. So if you're the type of player that prefers P bass necks a little on the chunky side, this might be for you. But it is a set neck, not a bolt-on, which I thought was really cool. The frets were also a surprise, which were all set well with no sharp edges or anything jutting out. The inlays were done well too. Usually on a budget-conscious bass, the inlays are cut so thin that it looks like they were made with a paper hole puncher, and often there's gobs of glue sticking around the outsides. But this bass doesn't have that. The inlays look decent. It even has this special inlay at the 12th fret, which I think is supposed to be a cobra, but it looks more like a dolphin with fangs. Now we get to the body. That great big, I want to be a Star Destroyer body. Jumping down to the bridge, it has one of those generic high mass incarnations. It intonates fine, it doesn't shift, and, like the tuners, is really the only things I ask out of a bridge. However, I believe the bridge is mounted just slightly off-center, because there is a little diagonal pull on the strings, and you can see how uneven the pickups look. The bass has a pickup selector, 2 pickups, and 3 knobs. The 3 knobs are a volume and a volume for each pickup, and there's also a master tone. Now, a weird thing that happens is that, with both pickups on, if I roll down the bridge volume to 0, it shuts the whole bass off. And if I roll the neck volume to 0, it does the exact same thing. My guess is that it's series wired. The pickups themselves are, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, garbage. They have weak output and a very low fidelity. To put it scholastically, they suck. I don't care for the positions these pickups are in either. You may like it, but I think the tone quality would have benefited a lot better in T-Bird or J positions. Here are some sound samples for you to check out. How do I feel about the Hardluck King's Cobra bass? Well, a lot of the things I don't like about it are subjective. For example, I don't like big chunky necks like this one, but you may like it. I also don't like the positions these pickups are in, but they may be fine for you. The bridge and tuners are fine for me, but you may want a higher grade of hardware. The pickups and electronics don't sound good to me. Nah, that's subjective, they suck. But remember, I paid this with this. So based on other basses in this price range, it's okay. Even with the things I don't like about it, this bass is really a couple pickups and electronics away from being a really killer instrument. So based on other instruments in this price range, I'm going to award the Hardluck King's Cobra Flying V bass 3 out of 5 KK Downings. I'll also award it a bonus Corey Taylor for being metal. I'm also going to give it some of Rick Savage's hair just for the cool 80s vibe. There you have it, the Hardluck King's Cobra Flying V bass. I'm Rib13. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.